Hey yo, peace and blessings everybody. What's going on? Jerry son of these Children's Enlightening Minds Enterprise, also known as Mr. Shift Your Perspective. I want to talk to you today about a topic that I really never have made a video about so far, but these kind of conversations has happened a lot amongst me and the fellas. And so at the barbershop the other day, it was a discussion, you know, on the floor, which is what we do at the shop. And one of the discussion was particularly about the things that men particularly don't like, you know, about what the ladies do sometimes, right? Or particular types of females, you know. So I thought, since it was suggested, that I should make a video about it, expressing some of the views of the fellas. And like all information, if it fit, apply it. If it don't, keep pushing. And that's the way we're going to do that. Anyway, so the first one being masculine type women. Men do not like, and hold on, let me stop, because first I want you to understand is that we talk, when I say with men, I'm talking about men, I'm talking about kings, I'm talking about gods, I'm talking about men. I'm not talking about niggas and boys. So I'm saying, don't tie every male into this don't like category or this don't like video topic. I want you to understand that we're talking about gods, we're talking about men, we're talking about kings, we're talking about leaders, we're talking about men who knows how to hold down their position and fulfill their role and obligation. So, back to number one. Masculine women. Masculine type women. What do I mean? We're talking about women who may consider themselves to be strong black women. And I'm talking to black women particularly because these are mostly black men in my shop. So this is, I guess this is a black man, black woman topic. So now, just to be more specific, the whole moniker of strong black woman, we think that that is being misrepresented. It is being misembraced, misapplied. And sometimes women take a position that a brother don't like strong women. But it's not that a man don't want a strong woman, because he does. He wants a woman to be able to hold him down. He wants a woman that he can trust when he's absent. He wants a woman that he knows is going to be able to sustain everything that they build together. So, of course, he doesn't want a woman that he feels he has to go behind all the time and check up on and you know, and so on and so forth. And that's what a weak woman would be like in my mind, is someone that you have to constantly go behind. And so, of course, a king don't want that kind of woman. You might find like a pimp, a boy, or a nigga, I would say, you know, because my idea of a nigga isn't black people. So, anyway, a king doesn't want a weak woman. He wants a strong woman. He wants a woman that's being her best, you know, doing her thing. She's going out, being productive, just getting it. She's doing all the stuff that she wants to do, but in the same time, she doesn't put herself in a position where it threatens who she is as also this feminine, nurturing, loving woman. And some job, some obligation, if you put her in that job, for her to be able to carry out that job in the best manner, she has to become masculine in her thinking, in her mentality. What I mean, I'm saying she has to become aggressive. She has to become like I want to say controlling, demanding, even sometimes a bit unmerciful in the way that she deals with certain things. Her tone become monotone. She's no longer has the soft voice. And you hear when times sisters getting in and out of that voice, where when they're being loving, they're dealing with the loved ones, they have this love talk, but when they start shift the business, you hear a monotone voice kick in. Well, I'm saying sometimes a woman can exercise that in good balance, sometimes. but I think it really threatens that. And when she finds out that certain things that she even does and had to do as the result of circumstances and so on has threatened this other side of her that she loves so much, this feminine side of her that she loves so much, when she finds the things that threaten it, she has to become aware of those things so that when she does come across her king or her god, that she doesn't exercise those same characteristics with him. Because one thing about a masculine energy is that they're not going to harmonize like that. They're not going to synchronize. They're not going to have that type of chemistry. And so even if you think about individuals who take on, individuals of the same sex who try to be with each other, right? Even one of them has to take on a feminine versus a masculine way of thinking and energy, in a sense, Now, I don't know how well they can do that, but I'm just saying one of the two have to be the opposite, because two of the same can operate in harmony. So when you have a man, a king, he's standing firm in his position, in his role. When you have that kind of man, he's not going to be okay with a woman that's also out of her lane and all in his lane. You want to be the leader. You want to make the decision. You want to, you want to be the one with the final say. You want to be, and that's not the way, at least from my position, that's not the way God created it to be. And when you find a king that is firmly in his position, when you talk about we're all the good black men, you have to also look at yourself and see how are you acting, how are you carrying out, how are you, what kind of thinking do you have? And, if you was I've met women who said they was raised amongst nothing but women, a lineage of women. And you have to understand with that, comes definitely some imbalance. Because a woman is teaching her daughter how to survive in the world that she's had to survive in. And she's teaching her how to survive in the way that she had to survive. And so you have to understand that in this man's world, it was never, by my understanding, by my knowledge, it was never meant for women to have to go out and toil the earth. And that was a command that God gave men. He had to go toil the earth. So he was created and made with a certain design to carry out his obligation. So the woman, that was never her obligation. So when she does have to go out there and do it, she has to tilt the way she's been created. She has to exercise like in a state of imbalance to be able to make that work. And while it may seem normal, while it may seem sane, while it may seem healthy, it's not. It's just that we've lived in a certain condition for so long to where you existed in mud long enough, you'll think that's the way you're supposed to be. If you lived in it long enough, after generation after generation. So anyway, moving on to the second thing, a man doesn't really like a friendly woman. A king doesn't like a friendly woman. Why? Because one thing that a man, again, when you're talking about a man that exercising his role, he's gonna be a provider, not just monetarily. He's gonna provide her physically, mentally, and spiritually. He's going to maintain her mentally, physically, and spiritually, and he's going to protect her mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so, you cannot protect anything that you cannot control. You cannot, I don't care if it's your kids, whatever you want to try to control. You cannot protect something that you cannot control. And you have to understand how this imbalances and sets off a man in a certain kind of way when he's trying to protect something that he knows he has to control to a certain degree. Now, don't get that twisted. Not controlling no dominant, obsessive way. I'm saying, but control it in a sense to where I need to be able to protect you, and vice versa. It's a certain way that she also has to be able to exercise a certain level of control so that she'll know what's going on with her king, so that she also can exercise as a queen and protect her king under certain circumstances as well. So now, the reason why he doesn't like a friendly woman is because it puts her in harm's way in a sense. One, he knows how men and those who are males, who are supposed to be men, he understands how the beasts are of the earth. And so if he's a man, especially if he's lived and has evolved through all those different stages, then he understands how these different stages of males think and exist. And it's never, when a woman starts trying to tell a man like, no, that guy don't think like that about me, or no, that guy don't look at me like that, or no, that's you. You kind of seem insecure. That's nah. Listen, you've never been a man. You would never be a man. Men know what men talk about out of the presence of women. And one reason that men can be the way they are because they never want his woman, his wife, his queen to be put in that kind of conversation outside of his absence. Because respect and adoration is something that has to be exercised and exhibited even out of a king's presence, even out of a queen's presence. So you have to understand that when a man doesn't want his woman all sociable and friendly and smiling and all that around men, it has a lot to do with both of those things. It has a lot to do with the honor piece. It has a lot to do with the respect. It has a lot to do with the protective piece. And so he's trying to protect her from all kind of elements and things that could mess up their union. He also is trying to save their honor and her honor as well. He don't want anything to be misperceived. He don't want anyone to think that there's an opportunity there that may not be there. And you know, like there's a saying, say don't play in the devil's playpen. And so when you understand that, then we also have to understand that there's a certain way we have to deal with each other and deal with other creatures. And so, you know, from my position, I believe that a woman should deal with women. Men should deal with men. When men are in the presence of his women, of his queens, female friends or family, I mean, there's a certain way he exercised his position, and 9 times out of 10 he would leave their presence because that's what he would want from his queen. You're not finna be sitting like just around us, you know, because it's men talking about where men are at, you know. I mean, there's no disrespect. It's an honorable thing. You just have to be able to change the way you're looking at it, shift your perspective, and see it just from a different perspective, and stop falling for these different programs that these other women have taken and embraced, who are not happy with where they stand and who have had all these bad situations, all these bad relationships as a result of how they stand and how they were brought up, and they feed into you. You have to take guidance and counsel from somebody who you see are in a very firm and healthy position, in a position that you want to be in, not in a position that you don't want to be in. So anyway, moving on to the third thing, attention hungry. We don't want our queen to be attention hungry. We don't like women that are attention hungry. What I mean, I'm saying women that seems to need the attention of others, particularly males, but yeah, particularly males. You know, I mean, because that says that there's some inadequacy there. If you need some attention, I mean, because the human being needs to be accepted. It's a part of our nature. So validation is a part of being accepted. So whenever a man meets a woman, and vice versa, if you meet a man who needs women's attention, everything he does because he's trying to catch women's attention, that's not going to sit well with you. So vice versa. If you are okay with a man who loves to have women's attention, then that also says something about you, and you need to kind of look deeper into that, because that's not a healthy state and place to be in. So now, for a man who he just doesn't want his queen to be seeking the attention of others, I think that should be really self-explanatory, so I won't just dwell on that too much. But the other one is concerned with what others think. Concerned with what others think, man. So it's like, you have some women who love to put their personal business in their relationship out into the public, whether it be with the family, friends, associates, whoever. You don't have many friends, you just think you do. You only have probably amongst 100 people, probably one that's truly your friend. No matter, I don't care how long you've known each other, what you think y'all have been through, how honest you think the person is with you, and what all you two have experienced. The true, your friendship probably just hasn't been truly tested yet. And most times, the thing that normally tests a friendship to its core is money or the opposite sex. And so, if either two has proven that this person has betrayed your friendship, but you have forgiven them, it doesn't mean that made them your friends because they say, I apologize, I'm sorry. You know, I believe that when a person show you where they stand and who they are at that particular time, I mean, that's where it's at. And you put yourself in another position for that to happen again, it just may take a greater challenge, a greater test. Maybe that same test, the same caliber of guy, the same amount of money can't test her this time, or test him, you know. So anyway, Just when you are concerned with others, man, because you have to keep things that are important, things that are valuable to you in a certain position so that you can maintain a certain level of protection over it. When you put it out to the public, you can't maintain a certain level of protection of it. And so all you got to do is look at those who have been successful in maintaining their relationship, at least from the outside looking in. You have to still look at that and say, how much of their relationship do they actually expose to the public? How much of the intimate details do they actually expose to even family? And so you have to keep that in mind, because not everybody that you talk to is going to give you wise counsel. And you have to be very particular and careful with that. But I would go further to say that when it comes to the details of your intimate dealings in relationship, a lot of it you need to keep out of the public, the pictures and all, from the public, because you're always going to have someone come try to destroy that. So especially in the beginning stage of you two's relationship, where you two are still trying to grow to know each other, still trying to figure a lot of things out, still trying to establish a foundation, it can be infiltrated. So you have to understand that you have to be careful of what you expose to people, because people do not care as much as you think they do sometimes, and they would be lying in the cut just waiting to destroy what you think you have, so they can laugh and say, look at that fool. She thought she had something. Or, look at that fool. He thought he had something. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as you turn your back, they sneaking up, knocking on the door, trying to text or inside the DM or the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Try to follow right up behind you. So my thing again is this: you have to stop being so concerned with others. Any problem that happens between you and your significant other, it has to remain between you and your significant other. It needs to be a conversation between you and your significant other. And if you are going to include anybody, my suggestion is that you both are to be there. The counsel should be a joined counsel, not a separate counsel. Even if it's from your father or mother, because that don't mean just because your father and mother, I have to add this, it don't mean just because they're for your mother that they got all the right answers. You have to understand that too. You are their interest, and shit, as far as they're concerned, you can leave that person because you are their interest. So they're not going to give you a balanced counsel. The fifth thing is don't take a woman that don't take care of herself. A woman that doesn't take care of herself, and what I particularly mean is a woman that doesn't take care of her hygiene and her just her physical health, whether it be dental, whatever, just somebody who doesn't really take care of herself. I'm talking about if she grooms, she take care of her hair, she can take care of her hair. I mean, just all that across the board, but definitely take care of her body, which is her most invaluable asset. I mean, from eating and so on. Of course, if you have a king that's saying this, he should also be exercising the same thing. Fellas, I do definitely want to point out when it comes to that little piece too, is that sometimes a guy who's uncircumcised, we have to take definitely more particular, specific care of that issue of being uncircumcised, because bacteria can accumulate, which can affect her and create a scent in her, and while we think it is her, it's the result of us as a result of that bacteria that exists. Just not, and it's not that you don't be cleaning, it's just that you have to clean yourself a particular kind of way. Your process is totally different. I just put it like that. And for individuals who don't understand it, don't know that, you can inbox me, you can hit me up on the low, and we can talk about it, and I can give you more details about it. Or you can maybe contact a doctor that specializes in something like that, and they can give you more details about it too. So again, I just want to lay that out there to the females. Stay on top of your thing, and if you know that the guy has created a scent, you've gotten a scent from him, you definitely bring it to his attention. Don't hold that, because he's gonna think it's you. All right, the sixth thing is an argumentative, challenging woman. A woman that just like whatever the man said, whatever whatever this king tries to put down, whatever. I mean, it's always something. It's always some back and forth thing. It's like you just want to challenge everything. Then you'll take the same wise counsel that he may have given you, or same just suggestion or a piece of knowledge that he tried to share with his queen. She rejected, but she go on YouTube and hear T.D. Jakes or some other, person that's been accepted in the public, you go hear him say the same exact thing, that you bring it to your king as though it's something brand new. You know, that really undermines him. That makes it's insulting. And so you have to understand that a man's mind is a part of who he is. It's not no part, it really is who he is. So when you don't respect and admire his thinking and his wisdom, then you damn near don't even respect nothing else about him. So you have to really get that into consideration. If you can't accept your king's leadership, if you don't believe in it, if you can't trust it, then don't accept him as your king, because he's not your king. He's like a toy or something, you know. So again, the argument of woman, the woman that oh, another little piece is when, if a woman says you pick a place for us to go, and you look for that kind of leadership in your man, for him to make decisions about where we go, where y'all go. If he picks a place and then if he asks where you want to go, you say it doesn't matter wherever you go. If you once you say it doesn't matter, if he asks you and you say it doesn't matter, wherever he picked, do not gripe, do not complain, do not have an issue with it. Just enjoy and try to find some type of joy in whatever he picked, and just enjoy being with him. If the place seems to threaten you two's well-being, then pull him to the side and tell him in a loving way, but I just don't think this is a safe place for us. And point out why. Don't be just, I just don't feel it, because it could be just some bougie shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to broaden and expand the way you look at things too, because that could be just the only thing is that you've been so surrounded in a certain environment that you have a certain prejudice and biasness towards certain places. So you have to make sure you've been open-minded, and if you, again, because if you make a habit of always griping when he chooses a place, he's going to get to where it's like he become a bit insecure about that, and it's like, damn, I can't never make you happy when it comes to where I want to go, where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to steal, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. Another thing is this here: when you take the position that that's him, if he can't be man up enough to just grow with my thing, you know what I'm saying? Grow with whatever ridicule I give him. I mean, if you manage him too much, and you do it, if you don't do it in a loving way, what's going to happen is that you're going to make him feel that you don't value him. And when that starts to happen, he's going to naturally find someone that does value him, even if he wasn't looking. There's always someone trying to value what you do not value. Of course, that goes both ways, right? Of course, he has to make sure he's staying valuing you too. So you understand what I'm saying. Okay, like I'm almost out of battery, so let me hurry up. Seventh thing, insecurity. Women, be secure. Do not, when you say you trust your king, trust your king. Know that he got you. If he say I got you, if he doesn't give you no real reason to doubt him, ask whatever question you need to ask for your security. Kings have to make sure that you keep your queen's peace of mind on the forefront of your concerns. Make sure that that is intact. But even when he's doing all that, queen, you have to make sure that you trust him. Don't be lazy. Have drive. That is the 8th thing. Don't be lazy. Have drive. Push, man. You know, don't be sitting around. Don't be just like you done gave up. You don't want to clean. You don't want to, you know, you have to do your part. You have to make sure that the home is a place of peace and rejuvenation for you and him, so that when y'all are together in the home, y'all are in the best place to be in harmony and to rebuild and go out and challenge and fight the world together as a team and as a unit. So anyway, with all that being said, before my recorder stops, I look like I need to recharge that battery. Peace and blessings to everybody. Your Hassan D. Children, Enlightening Minds Enterprise, changing the world one person at a time through the improvement of our social health. Peace and blessings.